I know last week was a tough week. It felt like at moments you gave up because you had a moment of chaos there and I felt like your spirit dropped. It was another not great dance of yours. Can you do a back tuck on your own?
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna call that a lift, okay?
Then it's just a jump.
It's not a jump that she can do on her own.
It starts being a little personal, I feel like.
It is.
Artem Chigvintsev and Kaitlyn Bristowe aren't feeling the feedback they've been getting from longtime Dancing with the Stars judge Carrie Ann Inaba.
I think there is definitely a thing that maybe not a different standard, but it's definitely, I feel like, a different expectations.
ET caught up with the dancing pro and the former Bachelorette on Monday night after their jive and relay performances, which, by the way, received mostly positive comments from the other judges, Derek Huff and Bruno Tonioli.
You always have so much content in your dances. The kicks, the pas de raise, the sugar pushes.
Honestly, you have what it takes. You can do everything.
But Carrie Ann, not so much.
Then it's just a jump.
It's not a jump that she can do on her own. You lifted her through the tuck. Sorry, I'm gonna keep fighting for it.
Okay.
All right, Carrie Ann's fighting. How are you feeling right now, Kaitlyn?
I'm not going to fight back because I respect all the judges.
Yeah, and last week she said this.
It felt like at moments you gave up. Like there was moments and I felt like, because you had a moment of chaos there and I saw it in your eyes and I felt like your spirit dropped.
You know what, at this point, it starts being a little personal, I feel like.
It is.
I think there's definitely a thing that maybe not a different standard, but it's definitely, I feel like, a different expectations, I feel. I don't know. Like I'm watching back the dance itself, right? And when it comes to like, well, you could kick sharper. Well, I can say about everybody who danced on the show today, they could done something better. You know what I mean? Like I could. Like I'm not, I don't know, it's really odd.
And Kaitlyn, who hosts her own podcast called Off the Vine, is just as stumped as Artem.
I would love to have her on the podcast, ask her a few questions. I don't know. And it's always reassuring to talk to other people and have them asking those same questions because we come back and we're like, huh? And we're good at accepting constructive criticism. We'll be like, okay, great, now let's apply it. That's wonderful. Thank you for the feedback. And with this one, it's like, okay.
The 35-year-old added that she's mostly just confused by Carrie Ann's intentions.
I just want to know where it comes from. Is it from a place where you believe in us and you want us to do better? Is it coming from a place of but I was hard on Hannah and you're another Bachelor girl? Is it coming from a place, where is it coming from and how are we supposed to take it and bring it into our next rehearsal? What do you want us to channel and use from it? It's very hard to understand that. Derek says things and I'm like, great, oh my gosh, I could work on that and let's use that next time. Same with Bruno. And then when Carrie says things, I'm like, what do you want us to do with that?
As for Artem, he just doesn't want Carrie Ann's comments to affect the energy Kaitlyn brings to her performances each week.
Like at this point right now, we just feel like we're just never gonna make her happy. You know what I mean? That's how it feels. It feels really discouraging in a sense to come back next week because, I almost literally want to have an earmuffs and put on top of her head.
And after last week's episode, when Carrie Ann told Kaitlyn it looked like she gave up, yeah, Artem wasn't there for that note either.
If it's a constructive criticism, please go ahead. I'm all up for it. But giving up and feeling like I just didn't feel it, that's not a constructive criticism.
Yeah.
We're judging dancing. We're not judging how we feel about it. You know?
That's not in my character to give up. If anything, I'm tired at one point, but I am pushing through as hard as I possibly can. I would never give up. Carrie Ann, LensCrafters called your prescriptions in.